the user experience for involved.
The USSD platform, accessible via 2848070 hash, is a shift from the traditional paper-based process to enable real-time verification of the yellow card without access to internet. The USSD verification rollout strengthens regulatory oversight.
So what we're launching today is a platform which will ease the verification of the COMESA yellow card for vehicles which are crossing borders, to make sure that we do not get COMESA cards which are not valid or which are fraudulent.
The rollout in Uganda follows successful deployments in Kenya, Malawi and Zambia, as well as awareness campaigns at major border posts of Mutukula, Katuna, Mpondwe, Elegu, Malaba and Busia.
Having challenges to verify this yellow card COMESA. You find that you have a yellow card COMESA, but to verify it, it is not any easy. Because this COMESA can expire when the truck is in Malaba. Then you send the money to the driver, which means the driver will look somewhere and buy a fake COMESA yellow card.
So with this innovation and just using an ordinary phone, popularly known as a Kabiriti, you are able to dial on a USSD code and get a feedback that tells you that either the sticker is valid, the sticker is expired, or actually that vehicle does not exist in the existing database.
Of course, I want to caution, in particular the drivers. Please, if you have been doing this, or already you have the sticker which is forged and it is on your vehicle, please go back and get the genuine sticker. Otherwise, the law will take its course, because we need really to.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has officially launched Uganda's much-anticipated biofuels blending program, marking a major milestone in the country's transition towards sustainable energy. Makwadulo reports.
The commencement of Uganda's biofuels blending program marks a significant milestone in Uganda's energy transition journey. According to the ministry, the initiative begins with the blending of petroleum motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, with 5% fuel-grade ethanol, referred to as E5.
First approach will increase up to 20% target, which is set by the Biofuels Act of 2022. We have to balance as we move along in blending. We have to cross-check on the upstream where the maize, the cassava comes from, because we need sustainability.
The strategic objective of the program includes enhancing energy security, promoting environmental stewardship, and boosting investment and innovation in the energy sector.
The program will stabilize markets for local farmers and promote value addition to crops like maize, cassava, and sugarcane, creating jobs across the entire value chain, from farming to processing, logistics, and blending, or even cooking. We are committed to sourcing locally produced ethanol, supporting Uganda's BUBU policy, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. The ministry has licensed producers with an annual ethanol capacity of 78.5 million liters, including Pro Industries, Kakira Sugar Limited, GM Sugar Limited, Hoima Sugar Limited, Bukona Agro Processors, and many others.
Dr. Nankabirwa further noted that her ministry has made substantial progress in preparing the rollout, ensuring the necessary regulatory, infrastructural, and stakeholder readiness. In accordance with the Biofuels Regulations 2022, Uganda will commence with a 5% ethanol blend of petrol. This ratio is gradually to scale up to the 20% target set by the Biofuels Act of 2020.
We shall be having a blending facility at Busia, Malaba, Lake Victoria, at Kauku, and then Mutukula to start with. I'm sure we shall also be having another facility in Jinja. And once we have those facilities, The standards have been set by the National Bureau of Standards, and we shall make sure that all these companies are complying with those standards so that those who are having motor vehicles, the engines of those vehicles are not impaired as a result of having a product that is not well tested, that does not conform to standards.
The launch of the biofuels blending program signals the government of Uganda's commitment to building a sustainable, energy-secure future for the nation. Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC Business.
In more news, Bujagali Energy Limited is urging the government of Uganda not to terminate the corporate income tax waiver granted to the company. In the recently passed Income Tax Amendment Act 2025, Parliament extended the tax waiver for 1 more year. We have the details.
President Yoweri Museveni has assented to the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025 into law, which, among other provisions, extends the corporate income tax waiver to Bujagali hydropower for 1 more year. The privately owned 250 megawatts hydroelectric power dam, which has been in operation since 2012, has often been criticized for not aligning with the government's agenda of affordable power due to its high tariff rates of about 8 US cents per kilowatt hour.
Handling the issue of the low cost of electricity. This electricity here is much cheaper than the one of Bujagali. The one of Bujagali was carelessly done by some people behind my back. This is the one that has been disturbing you.
Bujagali Energy Limited warns that revoking the tax waiver could increase the end-user power tariff, further burdening the consumer.
So it's of no relevance to us, but in terms of our business, it is of relevance to us because that cost is going to be passed on to the consumer, and the consumer's price is going to rise as a consequence of that. Now, the last computation that ERA did was the tariff would rise by 4.9% if the tax waiver was not granted.
While government had initially proposed a 7-year extension of the waiver up to 2032, Parliament rejected the proposal. Legislators instead approved a 1-year extension ending in June 2026. However, Bell says the waiver is crucial as it works toward clearing its debt obligations and reducing the electricity tariff to below the government's recommended threshold of 5 cents per kilowatt hour.
It's of no matter to us because it's a pass-through cost. Any tax we pay gets added on to our monthly bill and gets passed.
A glowing tribute to organizations and individuals who have gone above and beyond in the fight against counterfeit products, a silent but deadly threat that continues to endanger lives and cripple legitimate businesses.
We're having so many products that are coming into the country, very many, sometimes even threatening our very manufacturers, local manufacturers. The counterfeit product of our local manufacturers, it appears as if they have been manufactured here when they are not. And of course that one threatened the survival of our infant industries that are struggling.
Among those honored were UBC, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, retired AIGP Fred Yiga, Interpol Uganda staff, the chieftains of military intelligence, and UBC's very own Abigaba Zahara.
I'm really excited to be recognized by Interpol and Stop Counterfeit Uganda for the stories that I did to highlight the dangers of counterfeit and substandard goods in the market.
Our duty, our mandate, what we are here for you is to save lives. We have to protect the Ugandans. We have to protect our people. So our team has been working so hard to broadcast these stories about all the counterfeit products that have been happening and everything. We are here to sensitize you about counterfeit.
The media has helped very much because they have provided the stories, the information that is needed for people to be able to make the right choices. When we find counterfeits in the market, the information is put out there in the media, people are informed, and we're able to make a difference.
While delivering the keynote address, Director of Interpol Uganda AIGP Joseph Obona emphasized the urgent need for a united, multi-sectoral approach to deal with the growing menace of counterfeit products that are increasingly flooding the market. Counterfeit goods are not just a business nuisance, they are a clear and present danger to human life. From fake electronics and cosmetics to substandard medicines, the market is awash with products that put lives at risk and undermine the efforts of genuine entrepreneurs.
Our biggest challenge is what is happening in the hospitals today. Because as you're running to buy a cheap product, you are going to pay beyond your understanding at the hospital. The diseases that are being dealt with now, we just can't afford them. And a lot of them are coming because of the things we are eating, the vehicles we are driving, the things that we are doing, we are not taking care.
The ceremony brought together top law enforcement agencies, regulatory bodies like UNBS, Kampala State Traders Association and key media houses, all pledging to deepen the crackdown and raise public awareness. This recognition comes as a reminder that while progress has been made, the war against counterfeit is far from won.
In more news, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has reaffirmed its commitment to extend the electricity network to promote economic growth, particularly for small and medium enterprises. While launching the electricity extension lines in Rukunjiri district, the Minister of Energy and Minerals, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, emphasized the need for power infrastructure to directly benefit the communities. We have the details.
While Uganda has made significant strides in expanding the power grid and constructing new power plants, it is essential that these investments directly benefit communities, says Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. She made these remarks at the launch of the electricity extension lines in Rukunjiri district in the western region of the country.
In Rukunjiri district headquarters, there is electricity. We want to connect all sub-counties to the grid in order to improve on health care, education, and also promote innovations to support economic development.
Through the Last Mile Connections initiative, government aims to reach every household, business and public building in the country, including Rukunjiri district, through the Electricity Access Scale-Up project. Major General Jim Mwezi, the Minister for Security, hailed the efforts by government geared at ensuring universal access of electricity by 2030.
This project is very important in this area because it has taken years. I think the project was here in 2020. This is 2025. Now, you know politicians, how they twist things. When the contractor abandoned the project, the former leaders in the area have been saying that it stopped because they left offices. They were not telling the truth that the contractor had failed to finish the project. So they were blaming it on us, the current leaders.
The community was urged to protect the new power infrastructure and promote the productive use of electricity to drive economic development and enhance living standards. This project, composing of 52 distribution transformers covering over 70 kilometers of medium voltage line and over 150 kilometers of low voltage line, will connect numerous households, businesses and public facilities.
Already the poles are up. And some of the questions some of the locals were asking is about compensation. But for us to put up those poles, we sought a right of way for those poles to be up. So these are projects that we already talked to the community and put the poles up, and they were abandoned. So what we are doing now is to come, put up the transformers, put up the strings, string the LV, and then we have another component under electricity scale-up project that is ensuring that at a free cost, all Ugandans get connected. This project is costing us 7.8 billion Uganda shillings, and we're giving the contractor a duration of 12 months to complete the project.
Beneficiary areas include Kakamba, Rukonkoma villages, Nyamashura, Katare, Kazinga, Kabira villages, Kakoki trading centers, Kichwamba, Kajomushana villages, and Ndereruoya.
On the international scene, as the BRICS alliance expands, Brazil, which is hosting and presiding over this year's meetings, is among a group of countries implementing payment mechanisms that exclude the American dollar. CGTN has a comprehensive report.
Bocom BBM, Brazil's oldest bank, founded in 1858, now fully owned by China's Bank of Communications. Here, an economic shift with global implications is underway. In 2023, the bank joined CIPS, China's cross-border interbank payment system, a dollar-less exchange alternative to the global giant SWIFT, which currently handles the vast majority of transactions among the world's banks. According to the most recent Bocom BBM data, direct trade using local currencies increased 20-fold between 2022 and 2024. BBM's chief economist, Cecilia Machado, says that is because using CIPS reduces costs and greatly simplifies direct China-Brazil trade.
The CNY, the Chinese currency, which was in 9th position in terms of currency settlements here in Brazil, has jumped to the 4th position in currency settlements. So this shows that the joining CIPS has been facilitating an ongoing trend of financial integration between the two countries.
U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened to slap 100% tariffs on BRICS nations if they move to replace the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency. And while his executive power to impose such tariffs is being challenged on a number of legal fronts, Trump's threats seem to be having the effect of accelerating BRICS' efforts to find alternative currency exchange mechanisms.
After a while, I moved back.
Ana Garcia, a senior researcher at the BRICS Policy Center, says Brazil is being pragmatic, focusing on easing trade barriers, not necessarily replacing the dollar, since most of the country's currency reserves are in dollars.
Trade facilitation is on the agenda. Every business wants that, and also now every country wants that because of Trump's tariffs is more important than ever. So Brazil has put an emphasis on trade facilitation, and this can be tariffs, it can be transparency, it can be everything that is technical or bureaucratic around trade, and it can be the use of local currencies to finance trades.
In May, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Brazilian President Lula da Silva signed a 5-year currency swap agreement in Beijing, worth 190 billion yuan, about $26.4 billion, to further facilitate direct yuan-reais trade. China is already Brazil's biggest trading partner, making these financial arrangements particularly significant as July's BRICS Leaders Summit approaches, with promises to explore further mechanisms for greater economic autonomy. Lucrecia Franco, CGTN, Rio de Janeiro.
This expo is scheduled for 10th till the beginning of the 10th of this month. It will run up to 12th of this month, and it will be at UMA, Uganda Manufacturers Association Multipurpose Hall in Kampala. The expo will attract over 4,000 professional visitors and 100 plus exhibitors from more than 8 countries. So it will serve as a business-to-business platform for networking and addressing industry challenges, including technology gaps and innovation systems. The expo is themed as the future of energy, smart, clean, and connected. And it will feature a wide range of sectors, including solar, renewables, energy, lighting, transformers, batteries, and telecommunications. So Uganda's electricity generation has reached, as I speak now, 2,052 megawatts, with the completion of Karuma hydropower plant, which we commissioned recently. Future projects like Nyagak 3 in Dombo district, which is going to add on 6.5 megawatts to our national grid, is completed.
Collaboration with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development and with the support of our esteemed partners, we are proud to host the 3rd edition of Power and Elec Uganda International Exhibition next week. Following the success of the 2nd edition in 2024, we are excited to return with an even more dynamic and impactful exhibition. This year's exhibition will comprehensively showcase the latest products and innovations in the power, energy, electrical, electronics, lighting, solar, and renewable sectors, serving the growing needs of Uganda and the broader East Africa region.
In our Sounds of Business, Uganda entrepreneurs are boldly venturing into the shoe manufacturing industry, and the public is responding with growing support. By embracing locally made footwear, consumers are not only reducing reliance on imports, but also driving economic growth. Leading this homegrown revolution is Jora Shoes, based in Rubaga, a bustling suburb of Kampala.
Lastly, we shall also just go and feel outside. Do you mind?
There's a business side to elections too, and as we climax the roadmap into 2026, there's so much money in circulation that shouldn't pass you by. We urge entrepreneurs to find a trade, fit in, and cash out. Thank you for watching. My name is Maureen Babide. We wish you a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
1, 2, 3, 1. Sika. Hey, the tuja pata tuepuke. Moche. Mr. Boss. Bigida engine kola kenzo wangure.
I am so excited to be here in Kobalo
Arua. We've gotten our second winner from this place. All he had to do was to download the caller tune. He's a young gentleman. Convincing him that he's the actual winner was actually not easy.
I never believed in calls that could come to me anyhow because I was always a lot of scammers. But later when I confirmed, it was true. And I'm really happy I have received my bag.
All you have to do is dial *170 *12 hash and download the caller tune. Digida with MTN caller tunes. Owangule.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda.